Hey, this is Carl with Gaming on Batteries. I'm just coming with a new video for the recently released prototype for the fantastic Dizzy for the Sega Genesis and the Sega Mega Drive. This prototype, I'm sorry, was recently discovered by the fine folks over at yolkfolk.com and reported on by Indie Retro News. I did a write-up for this for a site I work for, Retro Magazine. Y'all may remember I own Retro Gaming Magazine, and Retro Magazine used to be our competition, but they were bought out by a member of the gaming community that I've worked with in the past. So now I work for Retro too. Anyway, back to the prototype. Fantastic Dizzy was originally released in 91, and is intended for release in Christmas of 1990, but if you remember back then, Nintendo was tying up Codemasters, who were going to be the publishers of this title, in court over the Game Genie. And Camerica, I believe, is the company that published the Dizzy titles for Codemasters in America. Codemasters usually handled the European releases. Anyway, they that court battle forced Camerica to release the game in early to mid 1991, which severely hurt the sales for this title. But if you remember this title, it's probably because it was released on the Nintendo Entertainment System, Microsoft DOS, Sega Master System, Sega Genesis in Europe and America, or North America, I'm sorry, Commodore Amiga, the Commodore Amiga CD32, and the Sega Game Gear. It also, I believe, only in Europe saw the release on the Sega Master System. I may be wrong on that, but by '91, Sega was not really pushing the Master System in the United States. But excuse me, when you load this prototype up, you're going to see a few differences over the commercial release title. For one, there's no title screen. There's no title screen. There's no sound. You have unlimited lives. The score does not work. There's no introduction. Some characters are bigger than they in this prototype than they were in the publicly released version. There's some areas have different colors than the commercial release, and basically it's just an early version of the commercial release title that we did see. So for anyone that doesn't know, Dizzy is one of those characters. He's a mascot character, and in the 8-bit era, 16-bit era, even all the way up into the 32-bit era, mascots were a real big thing. And everyone had one. Tengen tried making, I believe it was Awesome Possum, a mascot. Sunsoft tried making using a squirrel with Mr. Nuts. Sega had a hedgehog with Sonic. Nintendo had the plumber with Mario. NEC tried making Bonk their mascot after trying to use Keith Courage. You get the idea. To be a mascot, you got to have a hook to be a good mascot anyway. And Dizzy being an egg, which is by default extremely, extremely fragile, kind of gives him a interesting point of view on life as far as what you would think for a mascot. And that's exactly what happens here. He doesn't, you don't ever. It's a family friendly game. You don't ever crack him in half or anything. So I mean, they took some liberties with where they could have had some fun with the mascot. They kind of avoided that. But yeah, the prototype, it's got various areas in the prototype. You got in the video here, as you can see, I'm wandering around in a wooded area. I've never personally played a Fantastic Dizzy game. I've played a couple of the more recent releases or prototypes that have been found, but honestly, this has never been my a title that I ran to back in the day. So for me, a lot of this is all brand new, like the whole mythos and everything, all the different enemies and such. It's like a brand new game. So I'm not going to try to BS my way through telling you, oh, this is different than the commercial release as I read it off a forum or something, like most people do in these YouTube videos. But yeah, as you can see from the video, though, it's a run and jump platform game, which is that's pretty much all the Dizzy games. Which interesting fact, Dizzy's quite prolific. Research him, you'll see. Give the video a like, a share, a comment, and hit the bell if you like it. Thanks, guys.